Alright, you guys, so I just finished cleaning out my ball python's enclosure. This is a 40-gallon breeder, and it's currently housing 3 ball pythons, 2 males and a female, and the male going into the cage is a spider. But I just wanted to give you some tips and tricks on what I do to my cage whenever it's the winter, because whenever it becomes cold outside, you do have to make a few adjustments to the cage, in my personal opinion, to help the snakes, I guess, be happier in the winter. So the first thing I like to do is I actually take a towel and put a towel over the top of the cage, and I usually put it a little more than halfway over, because this keeps the humidity in, and it also will keep the temperature in the cage a lot more steady. For the lighting, I'm actually, you probably cannot tell, but I'm using a 100-watt daylight blue reptile bulb from ZoomEd. I normally don't use like blue lights. I normally tend to stick to kind of like these lights. I don't know what you call them, but I usually stick with, like, I don't know what these are called, but like the orange lights. But I don't have any bulbs right now, so I'm just using these daytime bulbs that I got at the pet store like a long time ago. But this is like the current setup. I spray these guys down with a mister like this. This I got at Fred's for like $4. And I see a lot of people in here that actually have these same ones. But I mist them 1 to 2 times a day, and I don't really have to mist them a lot because the towel keeps the humidity in really, really well. But for their hiding, I have a piece of a terracotta pot in there, and I have another piece on the cool end. And for their bedding, I'm just using regular newspaper. I did have aspen bedding in all of my cages, but after my mite infestation, which you can go to my intro video to find out about, but after my mite infestation, I obviously had to switch to newspaper just to monitor the mites, and I completely got rid of my mite infestation. But I've just kept the paper in there ever since. It's just easier to clean, although I actually prefer a natural looking, like, habitat cage, and this isn't really natural looking, but it's whatever. And this little guy, he's low. He's in shed right now. And you'll get to meet all of the animals really, really soon. I've been really bad about making videos lately, but I'll do an animal update video about all the animals I have, obviously. And you'll get to know all of them and whatnot. But this is in the normal male. And also over here, I have kind of like a 8x8 water dish. It's just I guess it's an aluminum water dish, but I did have a little one in there, but they all like to get in the water, or they used to all get in the water, and so I just put a bigger water dish in there, and they seem to enjoy it, I guess. But as you see, they're coming out. And I clean their cage probably when needed, I guess, I would say. I clean the cage when needed because it's newspaper. It's really easy to clean. And what I do is I just simply take out all of the newspaper, take out all the cages and everything, and I usually tend to do it when they're eating, which is what I just did about 10 minutes ago. But I normally will take a spray bottle like this, it's just like a normal kind of spray bottle. I'll take this and spray their cage with it, the walls and everything. But what's special about this is probably the cheapest way to get rid of mites. And I'm going to make a mite video on how you can get rid of mites really easily and cheaply without having to buy like lice products. But that's what I have in here. And I spray the cage, all of it, and I let it sit for the entire time that they're eating. And then I wipe it out, take them, and put them back in here. And then put everything back in here. But this is a typical setup I have for the ball pythons. It's a 40-gallon breeder. And the spots in the glass, if you're wondering what these are, the water we have has like a high calcium rate or something in it. So the walls always get like calcium buildup on them, which I'll clean it off when it gets really, really bad. But it doesn't seem to hurt them. And for like their little decoration things, this stick thing, they have this stick looking thing every, so they really actually enjoy it. They're always climbing on it and always under it. And then this stick right here is just a stick I got outside and I sanitized it and baked it. And they seem to really like to climb on, they climb on this and get right in the corner and climb like all the way around it. But that's what they like to do, and as you see, he's being very active. But that's what all they do, and they like to climb the stick and then they'll fall on the ground, and they do that like all night. But this is the typical aquarium. And for the sides, I actually have this thing right here. If you don't know what this is a lock for the cage, because even the little ball pythons, the babies, can get out. So what this is basically something like this. It's like a cage lock thing, I guess. And it slides up on this and closes like that. And then you stick the pin through it. But these are by Zilla. These are by Zilla. And I do not recommend these. These locks are absolutely horrible for cages because they do not stay shut. Like, the container can still move. And I'm actually, like, because they require a pin through them, I'm actually taking, like, a paintbrush and, like, sticking a paintbrush through it. And I just, like, push it to where it can't go in anymore. And that actually is sufficient enough to keep, like, one side closed a little bit. But all you really have to do is just push it up and the locks will come off. So, but this is my winter setup for my ball pythons, and obviously I keep them on a night glow bulb from XOXO whenever it's nighttime. But this is basically my ball python setup for winter, and obviously in the summer it changes, but I keep it just a little bit warmer in the winter. And that's basically it. Oh, and these night glow bulbs, they are 75. So the temperature drops a little bit at night, but not too much to where it's too cold. But yeah. So take a good look. But yeah. So if you have any tips or tricks that works for your aquarium with ball pythons, just go ahead and let me know. And if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know as well, and I'll try to answer them. But this is basically it. So please comment, rate, subscribe, all of that junk, and I am going to be making more videos soon, I promise.